everyone. Welcome back to another episode of 6 Foot Sports, the deeper side of sports. I am TJ, and as you can see by the shirt, I am sitting here with the Jamaican hurricane herself, former WNBA player, legend, Simone Edwards. How are you doing today, Simi?
I am good. Thanks for having me.
Well, thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to actually sit down and talk some things out. You were born in Jamaica.
Yeah, man. You know it.
You did not play basketball in high school, actually. Can you tell us a little bit about your story? How did you get into basketball, and how did you come to play in the WNBA?
Well, you know, I grew up poor, and I was a track runner because my legs were longer than everybody else. So, you know, I decided if I go into running, and then I'll be popular if I beat everybody, which happened. You know, I was champion girl in my high school for 4 years, but coming up to my last year, I ran into two coaches, one from Oklahoma and a local coach, and they called me over and they're like, hey, how do you like to play basketball? I'll give you a scholarship. I'm like, scholarship? What is that? Basketball? What is that? I didn't know what basketball was, but I said, I'll take the scholarship. You know, I went to college, you know, to Seminole. My first year, I was All-American, second team All-American.
Wow.
And the coach called me to the office and he's like, Simone, you're a second team All-American. I said, Coach, you better change it. I'm all Jamaican. I don't know what, my parents gonna kill me. They know I'm not, I'm Jamaican. And then he explained it to me. And I'm like, no, I don't want second, I have to get first.
You actually didn't get drafted in WNBA.
No.
You actually had to try out. Tell us something about,
out.
tell us a little about that.
You know, at the start of the WNBA, everybody, each team that all the trial have at least 300 girls.
Wow.
Some people know they're not going to make the team, and you look at them and you know they're not going to make the team, okay? They just have a dream, and it's just a reality, you know, but they came to get the shirt and be a part of something great. It's the start of the WNBA, and I don't know how many people they want. I had 2 ACL injuries, you know, I wasn't drafted, you know, I just have to make it. But
2 ACL injuries, and she was 2 out of 300 girls to be picked for the New York Liberty development team.
Yeah, so that was pretty awesome. But like I said, you know, when you're determined, you know where you're coming from and you know where you want to go. So there's nothing going to stop you if you just dig in. And I just decided I have to put out there what other girls I don't think they can show. A lot of them been playing way before me, but I was athletic. I could jump above the rim. A lot of them couldn't do that, and I was fast being 6'4". So I had to show that every time I step on the court. You know, that impressed the coaches, and that's how it all started.
So when you made it on the team, what challenges and difficulties did you face trying to make the actual team?
So for me, it was like, okay, you know, I'll get activated if somebody get injured or something. But in the meantime, I'm in Madison Square Garden every day in the practicing against some of the best players in the world, Kim Hampton, Lobo. So I was just waiting my turn. But I said if it wasn't this year, you know, I'll come back the next year and be on the active roster.
You were determined. And
I was determined.
You never played a game with the Liberty. You actually signed over to the Seattle Storm, and you played with them your whole career. Yeah. You were known as the Jamaican Hurricane, had such a standout personality. You were a fan favorite. Tell us some things about that.
Well, you know what, with the Storm, it was the first year of the Storm when I entered the Storm. So going in there, you know, I was excited because now I'm ready. You know I'm going to be a part of the active team, and so that was great. And then once Lauren came in the following year, it was just excited to go up against her because it just helped my defense even better. Yeah. You know, and then Sue came in, one of the best point guard in the world, before we won the first championship. Yes. And that was it was so awesome. So it was good for me to give the Seattle fans that because they mean a lot. I had a great relationship with the Seattle fans, so it was just good to give them a championship.
What was your role on the team? You were a significant part of the team. Were you dominantly a rebounder, or were you a dominant scorer? You know, you were a force to be reckoned with. Let's just put that on the table right now.
You know, Lynn Dunn was the coach, and she had this, he called the press, and she has a shadow. That's the person that on the ball from the start and go and do the trap. That was me. You have this 6'4" lanky person. So she always said I was her best shadow ever. Because I would be on the ball, and as soon as they pass, I make people just throw the ball away the way I scared them sometimes. I was that fast and just long. And so every time I know she's going to shadow and the press, I know if I was on the bench, I have to get up. I'd be on top of that. So as it continues, whenever they have these players come in, the new players or the franchise player, they're the scorers. Yeah. They want them to score. They're good scorers. I don't mind, you know. I do all the scoring overseas anyway. By the time I come here, it's like somebody else can score, you know. So I just focus on rebounding because I love jumping. I love rebounding. That one, no one have control. Nobody can tell you to shoot the ball or not. It's about just going up and get the loose ball.
You knew how to control your body and definitely play strong defense and definitely play strong offense in the post as well. I mean, and you shoot some threes too.
Yeah, you know, the only three I shot in the WNBA was when I was trying to pass it to Lauren from the three-point line. Well, I don't know how it went in. I was 100% from the three-point line in WNBA, 100%, baby. But yeah.
That being said, it's the 20th anniversary of the WNBA, and you're actually going to be going to the Phoenix Mercury Liberty game to receive an award. Can you tell me some things about that?
The 1997 team, they're honoring us, you know, so I'll be there with all the players from the past, the original, you know, Teresa Witherspoon, Sue Wicks, Vicki Johnson, Rebecca Lobo, you know, Kim Hampton. So it felt so great seeing them. It bring back memory, even though I was a young one on the bench shouting for them, but you know, it's just such an honor still being part and being recognized, you know, in this as a legend. It's such an accomplishment that, you know, nobody can take that away from you.
Yeah. So Simone, the style of the WNBA has definitely changed. You know, you are an original player, but you have new players such as Brittany Griner and Skylar Diggins. How do you feel the WNBA has changed?
Definitely the salary has changed. When I started, I got $5,000. I mean, there was a lot of talent back in the day, so I can't take that away. I mean, when you look at Spoon was playing just like any of the young players were playing now. She was full of energy, she can handle the ball, she can drive, very talented. You didn't have a lot of players dunking, but you have athletic. I could dunk back in the day when I was in. Brittany Griner is 6'8", athletic, and I love that, you know. I think the difference is just the exposure now, the TV time. You know, the money, the endorsement, all these things, that's most of the change. But I think in skills, you know, in the past, you'll see all just these strong, talented females, you know, that, like I said, that have been forgotten.
Exposure, you know, that's something that's actually a big issue and topic that a lot of women athletes are saying they're not getting the same exposure as a lot of male athletes. Do you feel the same about that?
Oh yeah, I mean, we can't compare the male female in terms of that. I mean, there's always a gap, you know, and you're hoping that it will close a bit, but
do you feel that it has closed since you've been?
Well, there have been a lot of improvements since I've been in the game. And I love it. You know, like I said, you're seeing more of the female athletes on TV. They're getting a little bit more endorsement, but it's still not even close to that of the male players.
Is that because it's such a young league?
No, I think that's because of the support. We need a lot more support from women, you know, to support women's sport. We would love for males, especially the NBA players, to talk more about the female. And you see that now, you see a few of them talking about the WNBA players because they deserve it. They're talent, you know, there's a lot of talent in the league. And so we're hoping that we will, you know, probably close the gap a little.
Yeah. And what's going on with this memoir that you're about to put out?
It's about, again, my life journey. You're talking about a young Jamaican girl grew up in a poor neighborhood. And, you know, you're wondering, hey, I'm poor, how am I even gonna go to college? I was on the hot pavement without no shoes every day. You know, Jamaica, we don't hardly have any courts covered, so you're outside in the hot sun. It's just telling you that your present moment won't dictate what your future will be, because sometimes we're locked into that because things are not going right now, we don't have much money, oh, I don't see it, but this is just right now. Tomorrow is the next day. The next hour is the next day. But a lot of things we can change with how we work hard, with our mental attitude. I didn't give up despite everything. And it's a powerful story just because of everything I've been through and how I held on just to be the first Jamaican woman in the WNBA.
Wow. Yes. And let's first and foremost, congratulations. But what is next for Simone Edwards? What can we expect besides this amazing memoir that's coming out, besides you being amazing, generally the first, let's be clear, the first Jamaican female basketball player? What is next for Simone?
Right now, I have my anti-bully project because, again, like I said, when I was younger, I got a little, even in college, I was bullied. And so I have the anti-bully project where I want to stop in schools and help. If I can help change a few lives, then I've made it. I have my foundation, Simone for Children, as you know, to help kids of poverty in Jamaica with school. And those are a few of the things I'm working on at this time.
Well, thank you, Simone. Thank you for sitting down with me. Where can my subscribers follow your journey?
Well, you can follow me at Jam Hurricane on Twitter and Instagram, and my website is JamaicanHurricane.com.
And to my viewers, remember to comment, rate, and subscribe to 6 Foot Sports to see more amazing content and see more of TJ. Thank you. Have an amazing day, guys.